Yes, everybody, welcome back to Old Trafford. I don't know what that finger's up there. Can hardly see. It's getting pretty hot, actually. Let's hope it's a nice sunny weekend this weekend for all you Red Devils around the world. Right then, it is transfer review. We are at Old Trafford. No matter the weather, even when we got that yellow thing up there, we are here. We're obviously talking about that there fella, Jadon Sancho. You might have heard of him. You might have watched videos on him. You might have seen me talk about him 400 times in the last year or so. Been a bit of an up and down week with the old Jadon Sancho news. You've got Sky saying that United remain interested in the English tricky winger. You've got Build saying that a bid has been made and been rejected, also the Express. And you've got James Ducker saying that no bid has been made. Where'd you go with that? I mean, could it be any noisier here? I don't know where we go with that. What I think it tells me is there's obviously movement. People are probably gambling that something's about to happen. You've got all the ITKs going like, listen, I know what the script is. We're pretty close to what's going on with the Sancho thing, and we've not got a clue. The news from last year was he was interested in the move. United was interested in him. It'll happen if United pay the money. That's not changed. So it's just a case now of can United, and it's been a case like this since last summer, can United make an offer that Dortmund are happy with? If that's the case, guess what? The deal gets made. Sancho wants to come to United. United wants Sancho. Can they come to an agreement with Dortmund? If they can, they get him. Last week I said 9 out of 10. I'm staying 9 out of 10 because I actually don't think there's been any movement in the week. I think it's just a case of like, I think this will happen. It seems like it's United's major target. Getting into the Champions League, does that affect the Sancho thing? Well, it does. And I know I've been saying from Sancho's point of view, it didn't matter whether he was in the Champions League or not, which I've seen a lot of people saying, oh, like he didn't want to go and play in the Europa League. It's not the case. He wanted to come to Manchester United. United didn't stump up the cash. So when I say it probably does, I mean it probably does impact it that United have got a certain level of cash available. And that's it. It's not a case of like, oh, we're in the Champions League, now we can make it happen because he wants to come to us. It's more of a case of being in the Champions League means X number of money from TV, means X number of money from sponsors. That's what I think the big difference is. So 9 out of 10, Jadon Sancho to United. Next one is brought to you from the guys at OneFootball. And if you want to check out OneFootball, the link for this will be in the description below. And they're saying that Kingsley Coman has held talks with Manchester United and the Bayern Munich star is keen on a move to Old Trafford, and the source they're quoting there is Talk Sport, and they're saying that signing Jadon Sancho is looking increasingly unlikely for United, but it looks like the Red Devils are close to capturing a potential backup in the form of Bayern Munich star Kingsley Coman. Dortmund star Sancho is top of their shopping list, but his club's valuation of at least 100 million is a long way off the opening bid of 50 million United will reportedly make for the player. While you're on here, they do like a little rumour rater thing, which you can check out. They've given it 1 out of 4, or the first step out of 4 in terms of this transfer happening. And you know what? I'm on a similar sort of page. I think this is very, very, very much he might be on a list, but he's low down. We actually spoke about it on my Patreon group last year that United were interested in Kingsley Coman. Nothing went beyond that interest, so I guess he's just someone that's been on United's radar for a little minute. I'm not really interested, to be honest. I think he's all right, but he's also one of those that's just been at, and I know this is like catch-22. He's been at good clubs. Is that because he's a good player, or has he just been at good clubs because he's got a bit of PR around him? I don't think he's ever lit up anywhere that he's been personally. So if it's a choice between him and Sancho or him and nothing, honestly, I think there's better options out there. I'd look at Sarr at Watford. I think he'd be a far better option, certainly than the money that you're getting. Here's a rule that I don't think ever changes. You don't get players out of Bayern Munich if they don't want to leave or if they don't want to sell them. So you've got to question everything around that if you're getting him out of Bayern Munich for me. So Kingsley Coman to United, not feeling it in the slightest. Giving that one a 2 out of 10. But if you want to check out some more United rumours and stuff like that, then definitely check out the One Football app. I'll throw a link in the description. They seem to aggregate loads of news as well, having some of their own stuff on there as well. So it's definitely worth checking out. Go and have a look yourself. Next up then is Jack Grealish, a name that's been very familiar to everybody watching this as we go along. About 6 months ago or so, the word was that United was going to make Grealish their #1 target. Didn't really buy it at the time. Still don't really buy it now, because even though I think he's more of a nice to have rather than a must have. I think there's other positions which are far more desperate. Now, this is Sky Sports. They're saying that United look increasingly unlikely to sign Jack Grealish since Villa have stayed up, because there's now a heavier price on Jack Grealish. And that was sort of the word back in January as well, that if he stays up, there's going to be one price, and if he goes down, obviously now he's a Championship player, and he's potentially going to be available a little bit cheaper. I mean, 80 million is an outrageous fee. Even with the British tax on top of it, even with Premier League tax on top of it, how's he worth twice as much as Bruno Fernandes? That just doesn't sit right with me in the slightest. If it was even a bit dearer than Bruno because of the English tax, I get it. And I could roll with it. £50 million, Jack Grealish, I'd be like, yes, that is a good deal. Obviously, depends on what the club's got available to spend. But it looks like Jack Grealish is now slipping away from Manchester United hands. Perhaps we're going to look for an alternative target. Maybe this is where Donny van de Beek comes in. So I'm going to give Jack Grealish, Manchester United, 5 out of 10. Next up then, this is a new name for us on the transfer review, and that is Pau Torres, the Villarreal centre-half, 23 years of age, decent little player. Supposedly United are interested in him and in Nathan Ake, and they're going to be looked to sign him if they don't manage to land Nathan Ake. Nathan Ake looks like it's extremely unlikely to happen now. Talks of advanced stuff going on with Manchester City, which is what it felt like all along for me. It didn't ever feel like United was in for him, except for Ollie says to him, oh, we need a left-sided centre-half. And then everyone's like, there you go. That's free reign to write that United are trying to sign the guy. It did feel like it was going to City all along, to be honest. And I've liked Ake for a while, so I wouldn't have minded getting him at United because I think he's decent. Pau Torres, decent alternative. The Times are reporting that if United don't get either Ake or Pau Torres, then they might keep Chris Smalling at the club. Now, when you've got two young players that can play out from the back, that have got a real good footballing ability, why do you even bring Chris Smalling into it? Do you know what's more believable? If you can't get either of them, they might keep hold of Phil Jones. Because, hear me out before you start blogging, Phil Jones is actually not too bad with the ball at his feet. Phil Jones' problem is that he breaks stuff making dinner. He's just clumsy. Do you know what I mean? He just falls over and he's injured all the time. Phil Jones can actually play football as a defender. He is a ball-playing defender. Chris Smalling is a championship level defender. He's hard, he's physical, he's good in the air, he's good 1v1. But you ask him to play out from the back, he looks like he's trying on legs for someone. So, for me, that's not the crack. Pau Torres then, it does look like Nathan Ake is going to be going to City, so I'm going to say Pau Torres. I don't know, there's a new name on the list, we can't rank him too highly, so let's give it a 3 out of 10. That was the ins, this is the outs, and it's Alexis Sanchez. Party time, Steve. Not really. It's been reported that United have rejected a 1-year loan of Sanchez from Inter with an obligation to buy him for 15 million. I've only got one question. Why? 1, why are Inter trying to buy him? 2, why are United rejecting offers for him? What am I missing here? Surely this works for everyone. They want him, we don't. What? Why not? Unless they're like, we'll loan him, but you pay his wages, because in which case the 15 million's just gone straight away, hasn't it? I like this, and I'm going to be clouded as I rate this because I really want it to happen. How do you rate this? Do you know what? I don't know if I'm projecting and hoping that this happens, or if I'm actually thinking, do you know what, this could happen. I think this is one of those that gets sorted out. I reckon these are initial sort of posturing moves from both clubs, and they'll come to an agreement. So I'm going to say 7 out of 10. Sanchez back to Inter, whether that's on loan or bought or they got a coupon for him or something. Right, that's it from this week. Only a short and sweet one. Let me know any ones that I've missed in the comments down below. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Laters.